I got a lot of stuff in my pantry that I need to use up, and I spent too much money in December, and I had big bills like my car insurance to pay for in January. So I thought, why don't I get creative, start using this stuff up, and spend $20 a week on groceries for the month of February. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because I need things like onions and produce. So that's what I'm gonna do. As you can see, I got a lot of this and that, and I got plenty of spices. Got more protein powder here, peanut butter. I'll be fine. I'm not gonna starve, but it's gonna make me use my brain. So yeah, this is what I got in my pantry. I have some mung beans that I'm sprouting over here, and some kombucha, and got some matcha, a little bit of instant coffee. I'm gonna have to buy some of that soon. More kombucha that I'm making, and this is what's in my fridge. Again, just a lot of this and that. That's some kale, that's some squash. I got some compost there. Just little bits of leftovers, hemp seeds, that's some quinoa, soy milk pulp. That's like super vegan, right? I have some rice back there, and some beet juice, vegan chili, some tea, just this and that. Nothing in there. And some lemons, a lime, some apples, and grapefruit, and a few little drinks here. A little bit of almond milk. That's what I got. And in my freezer, I got some dumplings, some frozen fruit, bananas, my vegan cheeses. I got some buns, some batteries. Keeping some batteries in there. That's vegetables for soup stock. And just lots of leftovers, a bunch of squash, pizza dough. Lots of things that I can cook with. And I got some corn dogs there, more fruit. So I gotta clean that up too. So I gotta go shopping, right? I got my quarter. This week I went to Aldi. I got 3 blocks of tofu. I got a bag of spinach, 3 bags of frozen broccoli, some lentils, bag of onions, carrots and celery, and cabbage and a cat. Apparently, a nice cat. And look at that nice ballet. So I ended up spending $18.38 for this week, and now I gotta make some food, I guess. I started by making a cheese sauce with that butternut squash that was in my fridge and some of that tofu. I have a similar recipe, I'll link it below. And I made some bread. I packed a lunch with that leftover chili and rice and cheese sauce, and I'm making a lunch to eat right here. I got a lot of cheese sauce left over. So I heated up that bowl of chili, rice, and cheese sauce in the microwave, and in the meantime, I'm putting a bunch of kale in a bowl, and that other kale is going to go in my lunch that I'm going to take to work the next day. And I'm just going to pour the hot stuff on top of the kale, and it kind of softens it a little bit, and then I can put some hot sauce all up in this. And it's a little hardcore vegan, but it's good. It's good. I also went out and got some water at my local spring. I like to fill up a bunch of containers and drink that water for the week. It's delicious. Holy shit, it's cold. Why do I look so weird? I don't like this. My bread rose while I was out getting that water, and it's ready to go in the oven. thing I prepped was some protein apple muffins. I used a little protein powder in the mix, and I also used the soy milk pulp. And at the end of the day, I had some pea soup, and I had a buddy with me. I ate some of that bread. And I also made this baked tofu to kind of be like a ham. It's like a smoky baked tofu. It was all very good, and I had lots of food in my fridge. So moving on to later in the week, I made some oven fried rice using the sprouted mung beans and a bunch of vegetables. I have this recipe on my channel too. I will link this one below. It's a pretty easy thing to make with leftover rice, and it was super good. I had it on a pile of spinach, and I also packed myself a couple more lunches. Then one of the mornings I had time to make some French toast for me and my kid, and I used the Nora Cook's recipe. I will link that one below too. I think it was my first time trying it, and it was pretty tasty. I packed my son a grilled cheese. I used some of that cheese sauce and some of the cheese that was in my freezer. He kind of liked it. And I also made soy curls and mac and cheese and coleslaw later in the week. The mac and cheese was made with my cheese sauce. And one of the last things I prepped for the week was I made these big black bean burgers, and I'm using these buns from the freezer. I made 6, so I have 5 in my freezer right now. Thanks for watching, and hey, why don't you subscribe?